Hey, what's up, guys? It's Cheese Moose Famous Fives here. Wanted to do a quick review of a hand that a friend of the stream sent me, and I kind of wanted to not only evaluate it, but kind of go a little bit deeper into combinatorics and applying that to the hand, because that's something I've been studying for like the last couple months, and I'm not like that great at it, but I think I've got like a basic understanding of it. So we're gonna see. So anyway, this is the a little spoiler alerts of what happens here. You can already see the full hand because we don't have a replayer. So on Ignition, he just sent me the hand history or the screenshot, and then he gives me some details of the hand. So this is the final 15 people. We're down to 15 in the Ignition. It's a Sunday tournament, the 30K Sunday. Alright, so here's some details that he gives me. Blinds are 15K and 30K. And we've got pocket sevens, under the gun +2. And blah, blah, blah. I don't really care about that. We're sitting 3 of 15, so we're in pretty good shape. That's another pointless message. Alright, so this guy to our right min raises it with ace jack off suit, and he flats with the sevens. First thing, I think that I don't know which one is better here, a flat or a raise. I guess just to kind of highlight both points. Flatting, you can play it pretty easy post flop. You basically just either hit or you don't. And this dude, even though we can't see his stack because of the screenshot, he is one of the bigger stacks of the table because this basically puts him out of the tournament. So, being that we have a pretty good stack, I don't mind just kind of set mining just against a stack like this, where when we hit, we're just gonna get heaps. But also, by flatting, you kind of take the top end of your range and shrink it down a bit. You're hardly ever going to have aces, kings, queens, ace, king. Probably not even ace, queen this late in the tournament. I don't think you're ever flatting that. So it's going to be hard to rep a lot of hands, and you do have position, so you might want to be able to rep a little bit more in this hand and take some initiative with the hand. Sorry about that. But anyway, as played, so we flats. Flop is ace 7-4, all spades. We hit a set, but obviously don't have a spade. And going back to the details of the hand. Let me find it. Nope, that's not it. Alright, I believe, I'm sure it's trying to look for it, but I believe it says he does half pot. Yep, okay. Min raiser leads out for about half pot. And this is his thought process. He says, I thought about raising, but I'm thinking if he has ace, king, ace, queen, ace, jack with a spade in his hand, he's not going anywhere. So I flat, big blind folds, turns the harmless 6 of hearts, and the guy just open shows for 700K. I'm like, WTF, blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking a small possibility of set over set. Like if he had 6-6 with 6 of spades, or 4s. Now the thing is, that is a really small possibility. So when you start thinking of that, that's it's 3 combinations of each of pocket 4s or pocket 6s. It's just not a very likely scenario. 6s would be just a really I feel like that's just so unlikely there. I mean, it's possible the way it's played, but just the chances of that seem really, really low. So yeah, so basically your best hope there is just 4s with that logic. Let's see, what else do we got? Basically just saying that he ends up calling, and this dude makes a spade on the river to ship the pot. So I want to get back to that thought process on the flop of saying that if he has a spade, he's coming along anyway. Well, the thing about that is you have a better hand than a hand with 1 spade in it. I know that it's like fucking, it's close to a coin flip, but it's not. You are ahead with your set here if he has a spade. So you would probably want to have him put more money in when he's behind. That's a good scenario for you. So flatting and giving him a free card, I think, is not really the best option. As played, they got it in before anyway, so I mean, good call. It's fine. But just want to look at the option of raising this flop. So when he bets out here, like I said, we can put him on the pocket 4s. He's going to throw 6s in there too. Don't really care. But a majority of his range, if you're doing like some combinatorics, like I said, there's 3 combinations of pocket pair once one of them hits the board. So with those two, that's 6 combos. I guess we give him ace for 9. But a majority of his combos are going to come from ace king, ace queen, ace jack, maybe even ace 10. I mean, he did open the pot, some like a mid position, almost late position. They're a little short-handed. So yeah, so there's 12 combinations of all those hands. So that's going to be a huge majority of his range. Let me just show you guys. So if he has ace king, 12 combinations he can have. If you don't get that, just look up a more extensive combinatorics study. But it's basically saying you can have ace king, ace of spades with the king of hearts, ace of clubs with blah blah blah, all the combinations of it. Whereas obviously with pocket pairs, that's not as likely because you can only have so many. It's one card and one of them's in there. There's 3 combos. Okay, so if we give him ace 10 in there, this is 36 combos that he can show up with on this flop that we are all ahead of right now. And some of these are going to have a spade in them. So let's look at the times that he doesn't have a spade, though. Because the only times that he's going to have a spade, the ace of spades is out there. So he's going to need the other card to be a spade and then the offsuit of the other one. So it'd be like an ace of jacks with king of clubs, king of diamonds, king of hearts. So that's only 3 combinations of those 12 that even have a spade in the hand. So let's get rid of those. As you can see, it still has 9 combos. 9, 18, 27, 36. Did I not do it right first time? I think I said he had 36 total the first time. He had 48 combos the first time. That's a whole lot more weighted than your sets, which are 6, like I said. Alright, so after we take out any spades from his hand, he still has 36 hands that do not have any spade in them. So if that's the majority of what their range is, and obviously some hands he could just be leading with 1 spade, but even then I still think most of the time, especially being that it was a multi-way pot, maybe like a king of spade, king 10 of spades with like 1 spade, and king jack, I guess you could. I think majority of the time it's going to be a stronger hand leading into 3 people this late in the tournament. I'm going to assume he at least has an ace. So 36 of those aces don't have a single spade. Now the reason we want to point that out is we go back to when he flats the flop. If someone likes their hand, and if they're going to bet any hand, I'm trying to figure out how to word this right, on a board that is this draw heavy, if you like your hand, you are going to bet. Like, unless it's the fucking nizzles with king queen of spades, basically, king of spades, king jack of spades, very few. But for the most part, if you have an ace, if you have your sets, you're gonna lead out because that's just too scary of a board. And of those hands, 36 of those we can happily raise back, because when a spade comes on the turn, that guy's going to shut down, and we still have them crushed. And furthermore, when we raise on this flop, if he thinks his hand is good and doesn't want to see a spade, he's going to give us all of his chippies there. And then in those instances, we're calling, and he is basically drawing dead. So that's just something to think about. It's harder to do that when you can actually see that he does have the 1 spade, but there's a shoot ton of instances where he does not show up with any spade. But obviously when we flat, it's just really hard to play it on the next card, because if it comes a spade, that's going to kill a lot of our action, and it's the reason why, like, originally I didn't mind it, because I was thinking, well, if it doesn't come a spade, most of the time it doesn't, he is going to jam. But I think that just kind of lowers our variance there by saying, well, if he's going to jam turn, he's going to jam flop, right? So when we raise him on the flop, and he likes his hand because he doesn't want to see a spade, he's going to do the same thing he would as if it was a brick turn. So we might as well get that in on the flop and just take advantage of the bad hands that will come along, instead of the ones with the spades, which are a smaller percentage. It's only 12 combos with those 4 hands that will have a spade in them. So yeah, that is just a quick way that I wanted to think about the hand. Obviously, we don't want to be results oriented and say, well, we got it in good. We just want to think of different ways to play the hand and what the highest percentage play is. So hopefully that helped a little bit. Follow my Twitch channel, links down below. Peace.